When most travelers plan a trip to Japan, the Kyushu region often flies under the radar. Nestled in the heart of Japan's southern island lies Kumamoto Prefecture, also known as the Land of Fire thanks to its active volcano, Mount Aso. But as we discovered, it is more than just that. We spent 3 days road tripping Kumamoto from east to west to discover a region in Japan that is brimming with raw beauty, rich cultures, and amazing views. It is also a region in Japan that is bizarre, but one that is filled with so many adventures.
We have just driven all the way from the city to Mount Aso, and here we are at Mount Aso.
Mount Aso is also one of the most accessible volcanoes in the world. There are also a lot of hiking trails around, so we're going to explore one of those hiking trails today.
Ooh, it's about 25 degrees right now, about like 5 degrees colder than in the city.
The windy and cold day couldn't dampen my excitement. After all, this is the first time I'm venturing near an active volcano. And here's the kicker, it erupted as recently as 2021. Fresh rocks and jagged lava fragments stud the surface, and it almost feels like we're walking through an aftermath of a giant's tantrum, where every crack and crevice tells a story of a raw, unrelenting force.
The wind is really strong, which is actually kind of good because it blows the sulfuric gases away from us. Now we are walking to head to the other craters. If you've not been here, you might not know that Mount Aso isn't one mountain with one crater. There's actually a bunch of craters around, I think like 5 to 7 of them. We just saw a few at the back, and now we're going to take a little bit of a short walk to see the other craters. As compared to the crater number 1 right at the back, this crater number 4 has not erupted for quite a while, but they are still surveying it to make sure that it does not erupt anytime soon.
It feels like another planet. The rocks are really rugged, and the soil is really dark and black, and there's not a lot of vegetation all around.
It kind of reminds me of, you know how like in the Korean facial products there are like Jeju volcanic ash. I wonder if they use these kind of things. Or like, you know, there's like charcoal peels or like charcoal products. So I don't know, do they take it from like the volcanoes?
Oh. Finally, back into the car. It's my first time visiting a volcano. I'm just blown away by the incredible landscape that's so raw and so unedited.
While I'm coming, I'm going to tell you some things about this place. Coming up to this viewing area is free, but if you're driving up, they actually charge for parking. So for different vehicles, they charge a different price. For a car, they charged us 1,000 yen. The whole area is really easy to walk. It's mostly like paved roads, or like maybe there's like some of the ash or the soil on the ground. I think if you come here with shoes or sandals, it should be fine. It's a bit of an incline at some places with some steps, but overall pretty easy. One thing that I didn't expect was like how strong the wind was. My hair went totally crazy. I started to tear a little bit when I came out the first time. I'm not sure if it's because of the sulfuric gas or if it's because of like the strong wind.
We just came down from the volcano and the weather took a different turn. I hope that the fog actually subsides a little bit and hopefully we'll be able to see the scenery. If not, it's just not worth it to climb the mountain right now.
Now we've migrated to the back of the car and we're going to eat our lunch. Let me show you what we got. First, we got lightly salted chips. I love salt and I love chips, so this is the best. We got a loaf of bread. I do not know, Japanese bread is just so soft. And to go with this bread, we have peanut butter. Aaron loves peanut butter. And last but not least, we got a bunch of nuts. This is actually peanuts with like rice cracker biscuit.
Let's see how this weather plays out in half an hour's time after we have our food, if the weather actually becomes a little bit better. But if the weather doesn't turn any better, probably we'll skip this and head down the mountain.
Apart from the grasslands, Kumamoto is also famous for its hot springs. Hot springs here are renowned for their healing properties and scenic settings, and this one we checked into literally says hot springs from hell.
So, as you saw, we just went to an onsen. This is our first onsen of our trip in Japan, and we've been here for like almost 30 days. How crazy is that?
So this is an outdoor mixed gender and single gender onsen. We had a great 2 hours here. This onsen itself uses like really sulfuric water. It smells like rotten eggs, but like your body feels so relaxed afterwards.
Yeah, I was looking at their website. Apparently the water goes up to like 60 plus degrees Celsius, which is quite hot.
It is very, very hot, but like we had a great time here. In fact, my skin feels so refreshed as well. We're going to leave you guys here. Tomorrow we're going to Amakusa.
Amakusa is going to be amazing. We're going to go around the island and there's so many things to see there.
Yeah, we hope that the weather actually holds up tomorrow too.
We'll see.
Good morning guys, it's day 2 of our trip around Kumamoto and we are going to Amakusa today.
It is a rainy day today, so I don't think the drive will be as pretty, but it's going to be a seaside drive and I think we'll still be able to get some views.
So now, we are going to get to 7-Eleven and get some food for breakfast. Shah has too many coffee options, do not know which one to pick. In this one fridge in 7-Eleven, there's 6 rows with like so many different brands and so many different sizes.
I guess I'm going to get the one with a discount.
Back in the car, it started raining again and the weather has been really unpredictable. One moment it rains, one moment it doesn't rain.
Now we're going to eat our breakfast that we bought from 7-Eleven and also some leftover bread from yesterday.
One of the reasons why we visited Amakusa was to catch a glimpse of the church at Sakitsu village. Despite 250 years of persecution, Christians, which form only less than 1% of the Japanese population, kept their faith alive in this tiny fishing village in the south of Japan. And here, we are to uncover the resilience of this community.
Oh, I see it, it's right there.
Right now we are in the village of Sakitsu and we are about to visit Sakitsu Church. So this church has quite an interesting backstory. This church was first constructed in 1888 and then it was moved here in 1934.
All of a sudden, it got so rainy and we had to seek shelter in the church.
We just went into the church. We can't film inside, so we are unable to show it to you. But it is a small church, and something that is interesting is that there are tatami mats on the ground.
I really love the stained glass windows. I mean, like, it's not like one of those kind of like stained glass windows that we see in an ordinary Gothic church, but the Japanese style of stained glass windows where if it is a sunny day and the sun is kind of like peeking in, you can actually tell like how colorful the entire church is. Let's go and take a look at the outside and see.
This church has a Gothic architecture, and if you take a closer look, this church is actually made of both wood and concrete.
Apparently the altar is previously the site of a fumii. And what's a fumii? A fumii is in the past like it's a likeness of Jesus Christ or Mary, to which the authorities of the Tokugawa shogunate would try to ask suspected Christians to step on so that they could prove that they are not members of the outlawed religion, otherwise they'll be tortured or killed. So this church was built on that site, and specifically the altar was built on top of a previous fumii. Okay guys, as you can tell, it's still raining.
We've reached the scarecrow village.
It's called the Miyajidake Scarecrow Village, and we just passed by a couple of scarecrows and they are very, very...
Creepy.
No, they're not scary. I don't think they're scary at all.
I say creepy.
Really?
Let's go and check it out.
We are here at the Scarecrow Village. I'm excited to see my new friends at the back.
Aaron is happily exploring the place, but I can't wait to get out of here.
Some of these scarecrows are actually quite lifelike in general, because like if you take a look at some of the poses as well as some of the expressions, I mean yes, they are scary, but like they're actually quite well decorated.
This scarecrow village is in the middle of nowhere. It's just right beside the highway, and it kind of reminds me of, like, you know, like the highway attractions in the US. It's just so random, it's just so huge, and like I really do not know what this is for.
Shar, did you have a great time here?
I guess the scarecrows work because they're scaring the bejesus out of me.
After visiting the Scarecrow Village, we decided to grab some ramen for lunch before heading out to one of the islands in the Amakusa archipelago.
We nearly didn't want to come out today because it was raining, but I'm glad we did. Even though it was raining the whole day, it's still a pretty good day.
At every turn on the coastal drive, we were all struck by the breathtaking beauty of these islands. Even in the rain, emerald waves dance against the rugged shores and low-hanging clouds draped over the towering green hills like a veil. The scenery was stunning from every angle. And as we made our way to a secluded beach, the rain begins to ease, revealing even more of the coastline's charm.
Wow, the sun is finally out for the first time today. Wow! So we are currently standing in front of Jo Island, to which during the low tide you can actually walk across. This island that we are standing on is called Hinoshima Island, and there's literally no one on this beach today.
I do not know how to explain how beautiful this place is. Just imagine, right now I'm standing in the sea. The island is right over there, and all around, surrounding us, are just mountains and mountains and mountains. It's super beautiful.
We're finally here on this island, Jo Island, right behind us. We managed to cross the water because it's low tide enough for us, and we realized that it doesn't cover beyond our knees.
There's also a bunch of jumping fishes all around us, and we have no idea what those are. I'm dying to find out.
Next up, we headed to Mount Sengen for a good view of the Amakusa archipelago.
Just so glad that the weather held up for us as we walked up the observatory. Couldn't imagine like a greater view than this, like looking over at all the archipelagos. This is just incredible.
All of these places I've been, they don't feel like forever. But each step I'm taking, it seems like I'm finding myself.
We are here at Nagabeta Seabed Road, and Shar has to get her mandatory coffee drink from the vending machine.
It's a rainbow.
Right now, we just timed it so well to be at low tide, and at low tide, you can see everybody walking on the seabed. During high tide, this entire seabed road is covered.
At first I was really confused why they built a road into the sea, but it turns out it's for fishermen. There's a lot of tiny crabs inside. A couple of huge ones, but most of the crabs are like this tiny.
The Nagabeta Seabed Road is a hidden gem that most travelers overlook. We spent almost an hour there, chasing the sunset and soaking in the breathtaking views of Mount Onsen. The golden hour was the perfect finale to our day of exploring the beauty of Amakusa.
Right Right now we are at Suizenji Jojuen Gardens, and this place has very classic Japanese landscaping. All around you can see miniature versions of Japanese landmarks like the Mount Fuji right over there.
Today we are just blessed with very sunny skies and windy conditions, which is perfect for us. Like, I feel so good all around, and it's just an incredible weather compared to the last 2 days that we were traveling around Kumamoto area.
Suizenji Jojuen Gardens is one of Kumamoto's most stunning attractions. Nestled in the heart of the city, this meticulously designed garden offers a serene escape, perfect for unwinding amidst a busy day.
Apparently the spring water from the pond actually flows down from Mount Aso, so does that mean that the water is a bit sulfuric? I do not know.
We also explored the iconic Kumamoto Castle, one of Japan's 3 premier castles. While remnants of the 2016 Kumamoto earthquake are still visible, the castle has been largely restored, standing as a symbol of resilience and history.
It's really tall, like the base of the castle is already like taller than the ground level. So you can imagine how it builds up all the way to the top. Pretty and tall.
It is really interesting to actually go into the castle today. I felt like, climbing up 7 floors and being rewarded by the amazing view of the city was the most rewarding part.
In a blink of an eye, 1 month of our year-long travels has passed. This first month has been nothing short of incredible, from climbing the majestic Mount Shiroma to exploring the serene Zen gardens in Kyoto to our bike rides around Itoshima. Each experience has been deeply meaningful, immersing ourselves in so much beauty and culture, and yet it still feels like there's so much to discover. Every slow moment of travel has deepened my appreciation for the world in new ways, and I'm so grateful that we began this journey in Japan.